Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with a lovely disc of music by a composer you may not have heard of, but who's making a bit of a splash on some major labels like Chandos. His name is Airat Ichmouratov. He was born in 1973. He is a Tatar Canadian composer. He was born in the USSR and educated there as a clarinetist, principally. He is now a klezmer clarinetist, composer, and conductor, with like degrees and all of that stuff from Montreal. And a very good one, I think, an interesting one. Somebody with a voice and something to say, which is nice. He is completely neo-romantic. If you like Khachaturian, Ippolitov Ivanov, Rachmaninoff, you know, all those guys who did that juicy Russian, somewhat Eastern melodic stuff, you are going to like this guy. Trust me. But he also has a good sense of form. He's not like shapeless pudding music. It really isn't. And on this particular disc, we have two concertos, his piano concerto and his viola concerto number 1. Both were written for colleagues. The viola concerto for the violist here, Elvira Misbakhova, who is quite talented and plays the viola quite beautifully, and the piano concerto for the pianist here, Jean-Philippe Sylvestre, a Canadian pianist who assisted the composer in coming up with the flashier bits of the piano part, because he's a clarinetist and he was smart enough to ask for a little assistance when he needed it. It's all his music. I mean, let's face it. It's really fun to listen to. He is a flashy orchestrator. He likes bells, both glockenspiels and tubular bells, and healthy swats on the tam-tam and harp glissandos. And, you know, some might say it sounds a little bit like movie music, which, yes, it does. It does in places, but so what? That's a good thing, right? We don't look down on that anymore, do we? We do not. And, you know, one of the things that I think has been so rewarding in contemporary music is that there are really good neo-romantic composers out there. And they understand that you can be both contemporary and more traditional in terms of your use of harmony, and that you can celebrate ethnic music of various types as you incorporate it into your work. I mean, we're no longer, you know, hidebound. We're no longer bound by the quasi-orthodox view that any music that like appeals to people or that has a tune has to be somehow inferior to music which is based on just texture, or, you know, helicopters whizzing around, or, you know, people doing multiphonic humming, or, you know, whatever you want. You know, music is music, and there's just good music and lousy music, and this, I think, is good music. I really do. The piano concerto is these are big works, 38 minutes and 37 minutes. They're both in 3 movements. The piano concerto has wonderful writing for the soloist and some really, really terrific tunes. And I was actually rather impressed by the fact that Ichmouratov is able to write opening movements that are moderate in tempo, but not boring. You know, usually when you look at a concerto, especially romantic concertos, and the opening is like moderato, and you just go, oh, God, that's 20 minutes long, and it's never going to stop. Well, these are full of incident, and the harmony is interesting, and the orchestration is colorful, and I really wanted to keep listening to hear what happened next. The slow movements are lovely and very soulful. The finales, as you might expect, are just full of fireworks and fun and frolic. So that's the piano concerto. The viola concerto, I think, is very sensitively written for the solo instrument. It takes advantage of the viola's dusky character. And I will say, I have to get the name right, so please, you know, bear with me. Misbakhova has a dark tone, a dark viola tone. I mean, her sound has that husky quality. It's very sexy. It really is, and quite lovely. And again, you know, Ichmouratov manages to score the piece with lots of orchestral color, but never in a way that covers the solo instrument unduly. It reminds me a lot, actually, of one of my favorite works for viola and orchestra, the Ernest Bloch suite for viola and orchestra, which is just stunning and which does all kinds of colorful and wonderful things without ever stealing the thunder from the soloist. That's an achievement. It needs to be recognized as such. And this is Viola Concerto number 1, which leads us to believe there is a Viola Concerto number 2 swimming around out there, which maybe we'll get a chance to hear. Anyway, the performances are splendid. They feature the London Symphony Orchestra. The composer is conducting. He's a very good conductor of his own music. That much is obvious. The soloists are the ones who are the dedicatees of the various works. I mean, it's a class act all the way from start to finish. And if you like that, Eastern European, Russian romantic style and those composers, give this guy a listen to. He's in that tradition, but he's not bound by it. And that's what makes it worth hearing, as much as for the familiar and the unfamiliar, the original and the unique aspects of his work. So I enjoyed this. I'm going to be listening to more of him. I hope we'll be talking about him more often. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.